has dominated the action here over the last couple of years, winning 3 times over the last 3 years. Could they do it again? The pace is there. As we know, they are P1 and P2 to start things off. Side by side, pace car speed, looking to punch off. Masella on the inside, Schrag on the outside. We are racing. Green, green, green. The drive down the straightaway. They're staying 2 by 2. Jeffers thinks about the inside on Masella. Big outside run from the number 12 of Sebastian Garzone. 3, 4. There's that 5 wide we talked about further back. Oh, overcook it there. One driver's going to come through. One of the VRD drivers overcooks. So that might have been Masella who cooked it off. We'll see. He's going to go all the way to the very back of the pack. Tough start there. Jeffers is going to look to the inside at turn number 3 and 4. So we're underway on the opening circuit. Look at this battle here now. It's one of the VRD drivers up front, one taking the cutoff. If you take the cutoff through turn number 6, Michael, you have to make sure you give at least one spot back. You can't get too crazy and to try to take advantage if you miss the chicane. Here's the battle now through turn number 7. Look at this. What a battle here. Jack Jeffers over under. This is a scrap through 7, 8, and 9. One driver off the outside of the racetrack. Jeffers is going to get the lead, I think, coming through, and he does. Jack Jeffers to P1. Michael, what a wild opening lap.
Oh, and for Teddy Masella, the only thing he needed to do was to get through turn 1 cleanly, overcooked it, as you said, had to put the left sides down to the grass, then got the whole car down there. He fell all the way to the back of this field. Such a tough break for a driver who did such an amazing job in qualifications.
Max Taylor, how easy is that to do? I know I could see your body language over there where you saw Teddy go off. That is super tough for Teddy Masella. But listen, you're getting forced down there, you're getting pushed. How easy? You've won here before. How easy is it to go off in turn 1 on the start?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they were 4 wide and he had pressure behind from Jeffers. So, I mean, it's not the hardest thing to do to miss your braking point and overshoot it, but I mean, it's definitely not ideal there. But I know Teddy's gonna. Oh,
yeah, Max, sorry there. We got contact. A bunch of drivers getting together, coming down into the braking zone of turn number 1. We talked about the issues there. One of them, maybe Christian Cameron. Across the line, it was Jeffers, Schrag, Garzone, Sykes, and Argyros, your top 5. But we, of course, have a full course caution. You saw the contact there down in to turn number 1. Max was kind of giving us the overview. Oh, that's big damage to the right side of that car. I tried to pick up the number, tried to get a number just as they came through there. AMR IndyCar safety team going to work to make sure that driver's okay. I would assume the driver would be okay. Potential maybe wrist injury if there's anything, but it looks like the AMR crew is dialing him in pretty quickly.
That's heavy contact for that right side of that car, especially the right front.
Under braking, driving in, locking the brakes up. You see the driver already popping out of the car. That is tough. One of the D-Force drivers, the driver involved into the corner. Somebody brakes a little early in front of you, or you try to go too deep. Max, you'll get a chance in a second. Keep an eye on the screen. We're going to hopefully get a replay, and when we do, you'll be able to have a look and kind of give us the feedback on that. All right, Max, have a good look at this. We are going to get a replay of what happens coming down to the corner, right side of the screen. Driver getting a little deep. What do you see there?
Yeah, it looks like he just overshot the braking zone. I mean,
so easy, right?
Yeah, it's pretty easy to do. Like I said, there's a lot of cars going 3, 4 wide there, and it's a big wide straightaway into a tight corner. So, yeah, a little mistake, and yeah, there's Christian Cameron as well.
Yeah, that's your teammate, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, Christian Cameron, driver to Sonoma, California, ran USF Juniors last year. Tough one for Christian. That rear wing damage you can see. Not sure how much damage to the left side of the car, left rear. That's the issue, of course, with him. That was left rear and right front contact. See a lot of that. Driver's just getting too deep down into turn number 1. And it was one of the D-Force cars. I believe it might have been Joshua Lionel in the number 11 who got deep into that corner. Again, that's it. You're pushing so hard to try to come down into that corner. The draft is all there. Max, here's the question. I've asked this before. When you're going down into the corner like that behind one driver, right, you're going to have the draft. You're going to get some aero wash if you dive into the corner, so you peek out. If you're where Joshua was with a bunch of cars in front of you, is it a huge bubble of air? Like, are you going to get a lot of extra run into the braking zone?
Yeah, for sure. He's definitely going a good few miles an hour quicker into that corner, so that definitely threw him off a bit. Yeah, there's something they have to think about, but there shouldn't be any aero wash on the braking zone. The brakes should work just as good. Just a little loss of focus, maybe.
No, it's interesting to watch Joshua make his way down into the turn 1. It literally looked like he knew he braked way too late and tried to swing out to avoid any kind of contact. But unfortunately, at that point, How helpless of a feeling is that when you've realized I've missed my brake zone? Now it's just try not to be bowling for dollars to take guys out.
Yeah, exactly. Sometimes you realize it just as soon as you hit the brakes that I'm not making this corner ahead, so you try your best not to hit as many people as you can, but
minimize the damage.
Yeah, exactly. he did an all right job, but still pretty heavy damage to the front right.
Let's take advantage of this yellow to get a chance to talk to Max Taylor again about his most recent experience. Of course, last year he did double duty in USF Juniors and USF2000, won the Juniors Championship, won races in both series, almost won both championships, to be honest. He was in the battle at the very end in Portland for that championship as well. But Max, this year, full-time in USF Pro 2000, making the jump up full-time. But you got a couple of races at Indy next happening, right? We talked a little bit about the fact that you had such a great run in your debut at Barber Motorsports Park. Jumping out of that car into this USF Pro 2000 car, give us the big differences and what's the transition like? Was it hard to get back into the pro car?
Honestly, I thought it was easier than I thought it was going to be honest. The Indy Next car is a beast of a car. It's so much fun. It's so much power. There's a hell of a lot horsepower.
Yeah.
It's nearly almost double the horsepower with the push to pass than the pro car. So it definitely is a big jump, but everyone at VRD is doing a good job making it simple for me. Just focus on the driving, get used to it, get back used to it. We'll work on the car and get back there. But yeah, the experience in the Indy Next has been amazing.
How many races are you running this year?
Yeah, I'm running 5 weekends this year. So I did Barber, then I have Detroit coming up next.
Love it. All right, let's have another look at the replay there. You can see from the other side of the racetrack there's that contact. Looking to see if there's any more contact with the drivers coming through. You see the front wing of a Lionel. Pretty good damage to the right front, and around goes Christian Cameron with damage to the left rear. Obviously, the minute he got the car transitioned and tried to settle in on the left rear, I believe there's toe link damage there as well. So 2 cars damaged, both Christian Cameron and Joshua Lionel. Jack Jeffers in a exciting opening lap was all over the drivers up front trying to find a way by to get the position. He and Thomas Schrag were in the middle of a big scrap. Jeffers end up coming away with the lead. Thomas Schrag into second. Sebastian Garzone third. G3 Argyros in the 4th spot. 5th position, Simon Sykes. 6th, Eddie Beswick. 7th, Caleb Gaffera. 8th, Rodrigo Gonzalez. 9th, Ayrton Hauk. And 10th was Evan Cooley. Cooley started 7th, fell back to 10th. But again, a lot of the times in the chaos of the opening corner, you'll see drivers potentially get pinched out. So full course yellow still happening. The AMR IndyCar safety team doing the best they can, of course, as they always do, to get the track clean so that we can get back to green flag racing. And those of you who are joining us here again on the USF Pro Championships YouTube channel or watching on the mobile app, we say hello to those of you. We know that the chat often very lively with all the fans from around the country. We have so many different international drivers here, which is one of the great things. Liam McNeely, of course, not here with us this weekend from England, but of course drivers from Australia, Mexico, Colombia, Brazil, South Africa. Always an international field. Michael, you've been announcing with me now for this series for almost 15 years, essentially, back when we started at St. Petersburg. But man, always an international field of drivers.
And it's always great to see the young talent that comes from all around the world. You don't really know about any of these drivers, although they've been very successful at their craft in their native countries. To have them come to the United States is just an exciting thrill, and to be able to watch them go through the field as we get set to go back to racing.
Almost. They were lined up good, but for some reason we decided to go yellow. Not exactly sure why that was, but we went back to yellow. Did not get the green that first time by. That lap will, of course, count, but the flag did not come out. I don't know whether or not we'll wait for the pace car to come back out. They may just put it in the hands of Jack Jeffers right now to get that restart happen, but they were all in position working their way out at turn number 12. There's the number 92 of Jack Jeffers.
It's almost odd that the starter wasn't even going to throw the green flag no matter what. That was either a bad alignment of the drivers as they came off 14, but there was no intent of throwing a green flag, or at least it didn't look like it from the flag stand.
Yeah, Aaron Likens there. The yellow flag has been brought back in. So one of the great things about Aaron Likens, I know people talk a lot about, especially when we're here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, the flagman, of course, for the Indianapolis 500. But the cool thing about it, we don't talk a lot about this, even though we're super excited that he's been able to get to where he is. But Aaron Likens has flagged probably a majority of the drivers in this grid here right now. They came up through the Supercarts USA karting program. He's the flagman, national flagman for Supercarts USA as well. So for their Pro Tour, for their SCUSA Super Nationals, he's been the flagman at that event, which has had so many of the drivers, of course, from IndyCar, and then you throw all the drivers from Formula One that have raced that event as well. Max Verstappen's been there, Charles Leclerc, Lance Stroll, George Russell, you name it, Michael Schumacher, of course, have all been part of that Supercar Tuesday event. So the lineage from karting, from club karting, where he started in St. Louis, all the way here to the flag stand, high atop the yard of bricks. Aaron Likens, again, one of the great stories right now of open wheel motorsports. Green flag flying this time, buying a strong start there for Jack Jeffers. Need to get out in front because this is a place on a restart you can get caught out in a big way. They get a big draft down. Look at Thomas Schrag trying to reel him in. Jeffers staying to the bottom of the racetrack. He'll set up a little bit for the corner. Schrag closes right back up. We'll move a little bit further back there. That was, I believe, Garzone. I think G3 Argyros maybe was able to get by into third. Yeah, Argyros now up to P3 in the Pabst Racing Machine. He was able to get by Garzone on the restart. Hauk making a big move to the inside of Rodrigo Gonzalez, looking to turn number 4. So again, some early action. One of the best places to pass, or best opportunities, is on a restart when you can potentially catch someone napping or have them defending on the inside. You pull the over-under. Hauk tried to make the move there. I expect we'll see at least maybe one move coming down here. There it is there, down to turn 7. Big move down the bottom of the racetrack. That is further back. I think that may be Lucas Facuri getting a spot. And again, Michael, would not surprise him, but we're going to see Teddy Musella, who qualified on the pole with a new track record, leveraging the yellow. He's worked his way now up into the 15th spot. He's going to be on recovery mode throughout the entire race.
And we've seen it in years past. It's just that patience, and obviously we only have 10 laps to go, but it's damage control. How many spots can I pick off without doing further damage to that first turn incident that he had of going off on track right there to try to make him up? If he could get back into the top 10, maybe in the top 5, that'd be pretty impressive.
A 40-minute window for the drivers here to put 15 laps in. So, again, as we said, we've got 5 laps down, still 10 to go. Long run still. And everybody kind of circling or stretching out here a little bit. There's the number 92 Corpay machine, the exclusive Autosport driver, Jack Jeffers. He leads the way. Look at Argyros up on the brakes, closing on the gearbox of Thomas Schrag. Argyros, the driver who ran both USF Juniors and a number of USF 2000 races last year as well. A lot of experience. In fact, this was his debut in USF 2000 last year here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Front driver starting to pull away. See a bit of a gap there from 6th on back to 7th. That'll be Caleb Gaffera to Eddie Beswick. This is the best we've seen Eddie Beswick run throughout the entire year. I talked about the fact that a brand new team for the former Australian Formula 4 champion, Synergy Motorsports, which is a team in Australia. They've set up essentially an outpost team here in the U.S. and looking to grow that to juniors, to USF Pro. Really the first year for that brand new program. Single car effort there, and they have really worked hard to kind of battle some of the electrical issues with the car. And look at this scrap further back there. 3 drivers, inside, outside. That is big stuff there between a couple of the drivers. I think that may be Gonzalez, Cooley, and Hauk. Yeah, Hauk goes to the inside of Cooley, coming into turn number 12. Great move there for Hauk to move his way, I believe, into 9th spot. Side-by-side battle coming through turn number 14. Good stuff there as well. Caleb Gaffera scrapping it out with Simon Sykes. Yeah, Sykes is going to go right onto the gearbox. They come down into turn number 1. Full field streaming by the yard of bricks here to put lap number 7 down. Look at all the racing here. 2x2, 3 wide further back as well. The USF 2000 drivers getting at it early. They'll be back on track again tomorrow. Race number 2, early in the morning. Not crazy early, but an earlier morning race for those drivers. Race 2, 3 races for USF Pro. They'll have 1 this afternoon. Michael, good start here. Drivers settling in, but not really overly settling because the racing has been aggressive and exciting.
You look at the back of that Hauk battle I think you were talking about. That happened all the way down into turn number 1. They're not going to let that go as they head out into turn number 7.
Yeah, let's go 2 wide all the way back. That's that battle we're watching right there. Look at this stuff. They're stacking and packing them there to the tail of the field. That is again 9th on back. Hauk, Cooley, Gonzalez, Musella now up to 12th. Bossoff in 13th. 14th for Curry. Majman there as well in 15th spot. And I think Timmy Carell and Anthony Martella there as well. As drivers, one driver dropped the wheel coming out of turn number 12. Max, that's not that hard to do either. You're trying to carry so much speed through there. Think about 4 wide here to 12, but you're trying to carry so much speed out of turn number 10. Crucial part of the racetrack.
Yeah, absolutely, into overtaking zone, which is turn 12 there. So yeah, turn 10, you got to carry a lot of speed in front of the timing line. Oh, we have a car spun there as well.
Somebody goes around coming through turn number 12, drop the wheel there a little bit. Can you take us through turn 7, 8, 9, 10 a little bit? You kind of stay away from the, don't touch the curb in 7, but yeah, 8, a little bit of 9, lots of 10.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to hit the curb in 7 into the hard braking zone. It's all about setting up the angle for the curbs in the next corners, and you're taking all of it, and basically all of them 4 wheels over. Really technical section. I think that's the section here on this track that separates the drivers. It's a very difficult section to get right. There's a lot of timing involved and technique. A
lot of it's placement after the corner as well. You don't want to go too far to the outside of the racetrack. You have to make sure when you're coming through 7, don't go all the way over to the right, because you got to set up to the left. Really car placement in between all those corners.
Yeah, absolutely. Easy spot to get it wrong, but you can gain a lot of time by getting it right.
Bunch of defensive action further back there. That's one of the things that our race director Joel Miller talked about in the drivers meeting, was you cannot move in reaction. So if our essentially blocking rule is, if you come out of a corner and you've picked your spot, a driver moves behind you, you can't then move over to block. You can't move in reaction to a driver behind you. We saw potentially some of that further back, as it was getting pretty aggressive coming out of the chicane down into turn number 7. Those drivers, of course, up on the wheel. Back up front, still Jack Jeffers leading the way. We're past the halfway point now. In fact, I believe this will be 9 down, 6 lap remaining. Jeffers leads, Schrag second, Argyros, Garzone, and Gaffera top 5. There's the front 2 drivers. They have stretched out well away. Look at that battle further back there. I want to say that's for maybe 7th and 8th. I think that is, yeah, that's that battle between Simon Sykes and Ayrton Hauk. No, is that Teddy Musella up there? Wow. Max Taylor jumping on it. He's following his teammate there. Yeah, I know you're keying on Musella. I get it.
Yeah, I'm keeping an eye on him.
Watching anything else this whole right. Yeah, he's just watching his teammates.
That's it. So again, Teddy Musella on the move. And listen, we should not be surprised. The kid put it on the pole position in tough conditions this morning with a new track record, and he is pushing hard. In fact, just put the fastest lap down. Fast lap for Teddy Musella. And I'm going to throw this out there. That's a bonus point as well. And when you think about getting to Portland trying to win a championship, sometimes it comes down to a point or 2 points. Max, you know that when you're out there, you're trying to lead every lap. You want the fastest race lap, because those bonus points are crucial.
Yeah, absolutely. You're taking everything you get. The USF Pro Championships is so competitive, so tight, that often those few points make the difference there. So Teddy's getting after it here like he should be doing. So he's coming. It's
like a proud teammate over here, right? You hear his voice, right?
I'm good friends with Teddy. We play iRacing and all that all the time.
I love it.
It was funny when just watching Teddy in turn 1 and now climbing back through the field. Max has been in out of that chair. We're going to have to tie him down.
100% he is. It's got the action happening. In fact, Teddy Musella making a run on Eddie Beswick here right now. Check that out further back, folks. That's the first 2, and then 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th, then 7th and 8th. And that's going to be Teddy Musella already by into the braking zone. Musella goes to P7. Book it. He is through 7th position right now for Teddy Musella. What a great drive. And with some awesome racing further back as well. And Michael, that's what we want. I don't care where you are on the grid. Unlike IndyCar, we want these drivers going wheel to wheel, because it's not about just being paid to drive. This is where you're learning, right? So I don't care if you're running back in 15th. If you're in the middle of a wheel-to-wheel battle, you're learning. You're understanding that racecraft, and that's what we want them to learn at this level of competition.
And it's not pushing that car over its limits. To be able to drive side by side with someone, to race them cleanly, to know what you have underneath you, and then to be able to make the moves when you need to, and when you know you don't have the car to allow someone to get by you. It's a give and take that makes this great program and great racing at this first rung of the ladder.
And again, you know, Max is one of the drivers who is working his way up through, from juniors all the way through. We've only had juniors since 2022. And Max, you and I have talked a lot about how you matured over the years. When you were a young racer right out of karting in juniors, you made the change last year where you were finishing races. Instead of being maybe super aggressive and potentially getting in an incident, you were so clean last year, you understood that, and you've taken that, and that's allowed to push you forward.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I won the USF Juniors Championship last year, and I was the only driver, I think, to finish every lap of the races.
Yep.
So, I mean, it really goes to show about being consistently there, taking everything that you can get, and nothing more. You know, sometimes you can only get P2, P3 in a race, and you kind of just got to take that.
I want to thank Max for last weekend qualifying at Barber Motorsports Park. I was in the museum turn 9. He put it on the ragged edge the lap before he ended up putting it in the gravel, but I could tell you were pushing that car. It's fun to watch these young drivers, especially when they make their way up through the ladders and get into that Indy Next program.
Max, what do you thought? He was watching the whole time there. Hey, listen, you're not in a championship battle. You're there to make an impression.
Yeah,
right?
no, exactly.
Yeah.
I did let him down a little bit at the end there. We were going really strong. We were P2, and the lap that I went off would have put me pole on my theoretical. So it was a really fun weekend at Barber. It was really a really good time. The
I
H&B
get
boys
too
were
old for
amazing.
the heart rate stuff like that. You just keep it on the track.
Now, Max is coming out of 5. You know it. He's like, I'm going P1. I'm making a statement. I'm making a statement here right now.
Exactly, yeah. It's about making that statement there.
Yeah,
really
did a great job. Anyways, we're excited to see what you're able to do in Detroit and the other events you do later this year. There's the lead run there right now for Jack Jeffers. He's out to a 1.7 second lead, the number 92 driver out of Texas. 2 years in the USF Juniors program, and he is leading his way here, trying to grab that first USF 2000 victory. Strong here on the opening lap. Big move here further back. Catch that shot again. Look at all the way down to the bottom of the racetrack, folks. That is the battle now for 4th position, and guess who that is? How about Teddy Musella right in the middle of the fight here once again? We got battles for 4th. We got battles for 5th. That's Gaffera trying to go around Garzone. We got Musella going by Sykes, and Gaffera has got into the 4th position. Caleb Gaffera for Pabst Racing behind his teammate G3 Argyros. He makes a move, as does Teddy Musella. So a lot of racing here. Lap 12, 3 to go. 3 laps remaining. And they are getting after it. We saw that battle, that kind of lead duo pull away with Jefferson Schrag, and then it was a fight behind. Here we go again. Another pass. Musella, I think, looking for a spot potentially into turn number 7 here as the rest of the field streams down Holman Boulevard. There's your leader. There's second, Schrag. 3rd is Argyros. Coming through turn number 10. All the way up on that curbing on the outside. Got to use it all. There's Jeffers there, Schrag, Argyros. We'll watch him come through. Caleb Gaffera now running in that 4 spot. 5th. Is that Musella up to P5?
Yes.
Don't worry.
Keeping an eye out.
So we got a guest analyst and a spotter at the same time.
Max shut his microphone off, and he just keeps talking. He's got 5th. He's working his way through.
I love it. Good run for. Listen, that's a great run for Teddy Musella. We talk a lot about the confidence and momentum that you need with these young drivers. He is pushing hard. There's a fight further behind Musella between Garzone and Sykes, but Musella's closing up on Caleb Gaffera as well. That VRD machine is a hot rod. That's that shot just coming through turn 1 now. Caleb Gaffera has got Musella right there. Then we're side by side further back between Garzone and Sykes and Beswick and Hauk. Wow, these guys are going at it, and I love this. Joel Miller, the race director, talked about the fact that he wanted to see close racing, give each other room. That's what we want to see here, and that's what we're getting. I'm super proud of the drivers here in USF 2000 right now. Let's bring it home, guys. You're fighting hard. That's what we like to see. Clean, honest, hardcore racing. Here's a move to the inside. There's a bit of a lockup. That's Gaffera locking up the left front, and Musella's by for another spot. He'll go to P4.
Amazing.
Wow, this is a drive for Teddy Musella. And this is one of those drives that can really change the mindset of a driver, although Teddy has been super consistent on the season so far. One rough finish at NOLA. Otherwise, he's been top, I think, 8 in all the other races, Michael. This is a driver we need to talk about because remember, I always say the rookies are only rookies till Road America. Then they've already done the oval, they've done the street circuit in St. Petersburg, and they've done the natural terrain road courses. Once you get to Road America, you got the rookie stripe on still, but you're ready to win races.
And it sounds outlandish to say he's looking to get the top 10, top 5, but he's just proven that that can happen. You have a car that fast, the patience and the mindset to work your way and pick your way back to the field. Teddy Musella with a heck of a run.
And he's going to be on pole for race number 2 as well, so he's learned a lot here coming forward. This is the final lap for USF 2000, and Jack Jeffers is the leader. Thomas Schrag running a strong second right now. Remember, coming into the race, Jeffers and Schrag second and third in points. Liam McNeely not here. Worst case scenario for Liam McNeely is the 2 drivers behind him finishing second and third potentially, or first and second on the racetrack to try to gain up some valuable points as he was not able to make it into the country here for this weekend. We'll hopefully see him at the Carb Night Classic and the Freedom 75 in 2 weeks. Final lap here for the drivers in USF 2000. Again, later on this afternoon, we'll have our drivers in the USF Pro 2000 category. The green flag set to go at 3:20 this afternoon. But again, final circuit, out of turn number 11, through to turn number 12. Just a couple of corners left to go for the young driver here at San Antonio, Texas. 3 wins in USF Juniors back in 2023, 3rd place in the championship. Was not able to get victories last year, but he did test the waters a little bit in USF 2000. Out of the final corner, and folks, it'll be the first win. And where do you want it to happen? The Indianapolis Motor Speedway. The winner in USF 2000, race 1, is Jack Jeffers. Exclusive Autosport taking the victory with Jack Jeffers. 2nd place, a strong run for the driver of the VRD machine, number 2, Thomas Schrag. 3rd, G3 Argyros. Teddy Musella goes from all the way at the back to P4. A stellar drive for Musella to 4th. Caleb Gaffera 5th. Simon Sykes 6th. And there is Jack Jeffers, guys, cruising around the racetrack. Max, you won your first USF 2000 race here. Tell me what it's like to cruise around the Indianapolis Motor Speedway road course as a winner.
Yeah, this in-lap for him is going to be really, really nice. Jack drove an amazing race here. He did pretty similar to what I did last year,
yep.
Just basically led every lap, put the laps down, stayed consistent, stayed smart. I mean, he did a really good job here.
There's the Exclusive Autosport crew there. Braden Eves as well, former, of course, champion in USF 2000 himself, now a driver, coach, and engineer there. Man, they are celebrating down on pit lane, the whole EA crew. Team owners Michael Duncalf and Josh Cooley there as well. So big times for the Exclusive Autosport crew as they, again, as I say, celebrate a victory here for Jack Jeffers. Big in the points as well with Liam McNeely not being here, an opportunity to close up that gap. McNeely won the first 5 races of the year, dominated St. Petersburg, dominated NOLA, blowing things wide open. Max, we'll take an opportunity to thank you, let you go. I appreciate you coming in. If people want to follow you on social media, give me the handles, and who are the sponsors that make this happen for you?
Yeah, thanks so much for having me. I'm on social media. It's at Max Taylor Racing on everything. Some of the main sponsors is a Susan G. Komen Foundation that I'm sponsored by. So that's for breast cancer awareness. They're one of the biggest charities in the world. So it's really an honor to be representing them and doing what I can for that cause.
Best of luck this year, my friend, in USF Pro, and can't wait to see you back in that next car.
Oh, yeah. Looking forward to that for sure.
Max Taylor joining us in the booth, did a fantastic job, just as good in the booth as he is on the racetrack, folks. Here comes the race winner right now. Amazing drive for Jack Jefferson. Max said the same thing. They just put in a fantastic performance there. Love to see the run here. DJ Clark will be standing by for a post-race interview with him as well. Here are your unofficial results right now, ladies and gentlemen. We'll, of course, wait for Jack to get out of the race car as well. We want to see that. Jack Jeffers with the win. Thomas Schrag in 2nd. 3rd, G3 Argyros. 4th, Teddy Musella. 5th, Caleb Gaffera. And Simon Sykes rounding out the top 6. They'll get that helmet and Hans off for Jack Jeffers so we can see that reaction as he comes out as a first-time USF 2000 winner.
That's a happy team right there.
Oh, they are 100%. And again, that's what it's all about, trying to win this program. Again, Jack scoring his first victory. You'll see the emotion here. We talk about a lot of times, once you've won a bunch of races, it's more of a muted celebration when they end up coming out. But again, for Jack here, he's been trying to get this victory for a number of years. Did not win last year, not something Jack's used to. He's a multi-time race winner in karting and was not used to not winning last year. And of course, this year, a couple of big finishes behind Liam McNeely throughout the start of the season, but this is big for him at Indianapolis Motor Speedway, no less, to come away with that victory.
There'll be a lot of emotion right here as he gets out of the car.
No doubt about it.
Here he comes.
So there he is, folks. First-time winner in USF 2000. He's going to the front of the car. Jack Jeffers gets the win. Big one here at the front of a doubleheader weekend. Jack Jeffers scoring the victory in USF 2000 for Exclusive Autosport. Let's head down right now. DJ Clark stands by with the winner.
Well, the smile can be seen from a spaceship right now. Jack Jeffers, your first win here in USF competition and at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. What are your emotions right now?
You know, excited and fulfilled. You know, it's been a long time since I've won. You know, the team and I have worked so hard to get back to this top step. We've gone through a bunch of lows and like a really rough road. So to finally, you know, be able to win and give the team a win, it just feels fulfilling to see all that hard work finally pay off.
Does it make it feel a little bit better that you've had such a dominant performance here on it? Does that just amp up the feeling of greatness a little bit more?
Yeah, you know, it was nice that we were able to win that race and lead every lap and, you know, pull away like that and dominate the race, as you said. But you know, there's other circumstances that, you know, I'd much rather would have wanted to win in, but we'll take this. It was a dominant performance, so we'll see if we can repeat it for tomorrow.
All right, you heard it here. He's going to be back on it tomorrow, and everybody should be cheering for win number 2 for Jack Jeffers.
A unique word, fulfilled.
Yeah.
It's a unique perspective for a driver, and he said all the things that team has gone through, that he has gone through to be able to get a victory, and especially here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Fulfilling is a proper terminology.
Well, yeah, Michael, as I had said, you know, the key is that he didn't win last year. This is the guy that won all the way through the karting ranks, was, you know, used to winning races all year long and just wasn't able to get that victory last year. But making the jump up here to USF 2000, great start to the season. Second place in points coming into the weekend. But you notch that first win, it just takes so much pressure off these young drivers
What do you
when they
always
can
say?
get that first victory.
What do you always say?
Yeah, yeah, the floodgate opens up,
Yeah.
man. When that happens, wins breed wins. And again, you can't buy confidence and momentum. You have to earn it on the racetrack. And these young drivers, you know, when it's all about how good you feel about yourself and how you can win, you can see the team rallying around them. That pays off. That's fuel for more race wins.
Immense. A great drive for Jack Jeffers. Congratulations to him. And as he had said, once Teddy went off in turn 1, he just took command. It would have been interesting had Teddy stayed out on track, and we would have had a continued battle throughout. But that takes away nothing from what Jack Jeffers did today.
Well, yeah, I just think you got to look at that first lap, right? He was battling it out with Thomas Schrag. They were side by side through 2, 3, 4, all the way down into turn number 7. So Jack able to get the job done. I'll give a shout out to Thomas Schrag. Good for him as well. They could have fought harder, but knowing again, Liam McNeely's not here, man. Take advantage of the opening, and for them to finish second and third, they're going to close that gap on the leader for sure. So indeed, our drivers will start working their way from the yard of bricks and get themselves up onto the podium. When they do get here, I'll get a chance to do that. You just give me a little throw over there, and we'll hand out some hardware.
You got it. Always a pleasure,
Thank
my
you,
friend. A great job, as always. The voice of the USF 2000, USF Pro 2000 Series, Rob Howden, will make his way over to victory podium as we celebrate with our winners. First time in USF 2000, Jack Jeffers, and the rest of our podium celebration coming up next.
Present him with his award. Again, one of our guests from VP, Johnny Blackman. Thank you, Johnny. Bringing that, hop up on the podium with him, Johnny. There you go. Great battle over the opening lap there. As we know, the fight for the lead all came up to that opening circuit. Coming home in the second spot today for VRD Racing, Thomas Schrag. Solid drive for Thomas there. Put the laps down. Matthew Burt will bring that P2 trophy in for us. Again, guests from VP Racing. Hop up there with them. Matthew will get that picture for you. Thomas will grab that second place trophy. We'll do it all again tomorrow morning. Matthew, thank you very much. One more spot on the podium, folks. You already heard from him down there with DJ Clark, so we'll bring him out here and give him that award. His first ever win, folks, in USF 2000 competition. The victor today for Exclusive Autosports, Jack Jeffers. We'll bring Johnny Blackman back out again. Come on, Johnny will come back out with another trophy here. P1 trophy, multi-time winner in USF Juniors, the first USF 2000 victory for Jack Jeffers here today at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. The driver out of San Antonio, Texas, scores the victory. Fantastic drive, able to stay out front, put the laps down, no mistakes whatsoever, and he comes away with his first USF 2000 victory. Fantastic drive. 3 different teams on the podium as well. Exclusive Autosports, VRD, and Pabst Racing, all represented on the podium here at the world's greatest race course. The first of 2 races for USF 2000. Of course, later on this afternoon, we'll have the first race of the triple header for the USF Pro 2000 drivers. Ariel Elkin for TJ Speed Motorsports will be starting on the pole for that one. It'll be a battle for sure. All these young guns looking to move their way up to Pro 2000 and eventually Indy next and on to the NTT IndyCar Series. This is the future of IndyCar right here. Great weekend here so far. Beautiful weather and a great way to start off the day. Fantastic run for the first race of this weekend. Jack Jeffers for Exclusive Autosports scoring the victory here at Indianapolis. Champagne, of course, waiting in the wings. We've got our guests from VP that are going to join our drivers on the podium here for the ceremonial photo at the end of the run. Again, great drive as well for G3 Ardros. He had to work his way up and get by Sebastian Garzone to grab a hold of that third spot. Solid pass for him as well. after the opening lap. Uneventful races for both Thomas Schrag and Jack Jeffers as they put down the laps they needed to be able to pull away further back. As you could see watching on the big screens, if you're watching at home on the YouTube channel, man, there was great battles all the way through the field. Teddy Musella, unbelievable, from dead last all the way to P4 after going off on the opening corner. Just a tremendous drive for sure for Teddy, but also, just as we know, awesome battles all the way through the field. So indeed, folks, the drivers are going to have to wear these suits again tomorrow, so they're probably not going to spray each other. If they do, it'll be sticky. Otherwise, champagne is down, folks. Gentlemen, grab those champagne bottles, grip it and rip it. Let's celebrate the opening race of this weekend's event in Indianapolis. A first-time winner in USF 2000, Jack Jeffers, now a victor for Exclusive Autosports. Awesome way to kick off this weekend. Thank you so much for tuning into the broadcast, ladies and gentlemen. We're back later on this afternoon with USF Pro 2000. On behalf of Anderson Promotions and Continental Tires, my name's Rob Howden. Bye for now.
Rob, thank you very much.
Celebrate